YouTube, how's it going? It is Bryn
and Casey.
We're here talking about Dead of Winter, one of Casey's
favorite game. Yeah, Dead of Winter is so cool. It is a cooperative. It's a cooperative zombie survival game. But it's more about surviving the world and elements than the actual zombies. But what's cool about it is while you're trying to survive cooperatively, everyone has their own secret objective to tackle as well. I don't know where I put them. Thought I was ready, but I lost it. Anyways.
Casey, so I don't really like playing games that I really have to put a lot of attention and like quick casual stuff. So if that's the type of gamer they are as well, why should they come in with Dead of Winter? What makes it your favorite game?
The cool thing about Dead of Winter is, there's a lot of like social aspect in working together, but you're also trying to be secretive in completing your own personal objective. So everyone's gonna have their own private objectives. I really wish I remember where I put them. But so like for example, one of your secret objectives might be to finish the game with 10 food cards in your hand. So you're collecting supplies. And instead of contributing these food cards to surviving the crises that the colony's facing, you're hoarding them just for the purpose of completing your own secret objective. Because if you don't complete your secret objective, even though you finish the main cooperative objective, you still lose.
Okay.
What's really cool too is there is mixed in with the secret objectives, there's betrayer objectives, where one of the players their goal is to actually make the colony fail their main objective and win themselves. So when you get personal objectives that's like hoarding 10 food cans, it really makes you look suspicious and that people think that you're a betrayer. And so what happens then is like players get suspicious of you and they actually have the ability to exile you and kick you out of the colony, which adds a whole other new game component where exiled players set up in one of these outside locations and has like their own exiled objective.
So if you're exiled, you can still win the game?
You can still win the game, but now you're actively working against the rest of the colony. Or what's funny is there's an exiled objective that's like learn from your mistakes, and then you're trying to help the colony win in hopes that they'll let you back in the colony. But
so the game's going to be vastly different depending who you're playing with.
Yeah, and like depending what objectives you get is different. Like there's betrayer objectives mixed in, but you could play a game where no one's a traitor, but you don't know because all the objectives are kind of fishy anyway. So you're like, maybe he's a traitor, maybe he just has a weird objective. So it creates a really fun social tension thing of like, I don't know if you're really on my side or not.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially the way the game works is it uses a lot of dice for actions, and you'll use dice actions to move or to either kill zombies before they overwhelm the colony, move to these surrounding locations. Each of these locations has specific search decks. So like you can find at a police station, you're more likely to find guns and gas, or at like a gas station or a school, you'll find more like blueprints for books. At a hospital, you find more medicine, stuff like that. So choosing what location to go to helps you figure out what supplies you're picking up. But as you're searching for supplies, you can do things like make noise, which draws zombies to these locations. These locations get overrun with zombies, locking them out from future exploration. There's a lot of like little things going on that you have to really work together to do. But at the same time, you're also trying to do your secret objective. So, it creates a lot of arguing of like, hey, why didn't you do this? Why are you wasting your turn searching the school? We don't need anything from there. But they might actually need something, so then they're searching it. Super fun. It is. This is definitely a more heavier game. So if you're looking for a lighter family game, this isn't one I'd recommend first. But if you played light games and you've played them enough that you're like, I really want something to sit down and sink into, highly recommend Dead of Winter.
How long do you think you'd have to dedicate to it?
If first time play, you're looking at like an hour and a half to maybe like at most 2 hours.
Okay.
But once everyone knows how to play, you can play a game in an hour or so.
Sweet. There's a couple different versions of this game too, right? There's one.
So there's the base Dead of Winter, and then they released the standalone expansion, The Long Night. The long night adds a couple other elements to it, like there's a game-controlled group of raiders who will actually like harass your colony and take out, could kill your own survivors and that stuff too. So that's really neat. There's also like special zombies and more locations in it. And then on top of that, they released another expansion called Warring Colonies. And what that is when you play with 2 copies of Dead of Winter, you split your group into 2 teams. So one team of players will be playing one colony, and another team of players will be playing the second colony. And then all these locations in the middle will be shared. So then you're like fighting over the supplies at these locations and actively like working to beat the other colony. So you can like go into raid the other colony, kill some of their survivors.
Is this part of our library, or is it something that...
This is not part of our library yet. I'm looking to run an event probably for International Tabletop Day on April 28th.
Save the date, April 28th.
So I'll be getting sign-ups set up for this and see if we can get a big group of people in to play it. One thing I recommend is before we play Warring Colonies, you should have an understanding of how to play the game. So I'll be looking to do some learn to plays, or you can come down anytime and check out the Long Night or regular Dead of Winter.
Cool. Sounds fun. I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
Yeah, if I'm working and it's not too busy, I'll gladly sit down and show you how to play through a couple rounds. What's really cool too is Plaid Hat is really good. They've made how to play videos online. Just go to Plaid Hat Games and then look up their how to play, and you can see how to play Dead of Winter. It's a good way to watch how to play before you come in, so you're not wasting time reading rules.
Makes sense.
And if you get one guy who knows how to play and just shows up and just sets up and go.
Awesome. Cool. Anything
Yeah.
else?
No.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah. I forgot one of the most coolest parts of Dead of Winter is while you're playing, there is these crossroad cards. And these crossroad cards are triggered by certain conditions. Like, for example, if the survivor player control is at the colony, you trigger this scenario and you read out the scenario, and there's it gives you a moral decision, an option A or an option B. And as a group, you're all going to decide to do your option, like what option you want to go with. And sometimes it benefits the colony, sometimes it really hurts the colony.
Decides?
The group decides. Well, certain ones is the group decides, some is the individual's turn decides. But it's something like, oh, you found 2 survivors. Do you bring them in knowing that you'll need more food in between rounds to pay for them? Or do you just let that old couple die and say, to heck with it? And so like you can leave them to die and you'll lose morale, but at least you're not giving up as much food each turn. So it's stuff like that. It's
Cool. Yeah,
really cool mechanic. Yeah, it is.
Cool.
There's a reason it's my favorite.
I imagine there is. All right, thanks for checking us out again, YouTube. If you like this video, want to find out a couple more games on why you should play, how you should play, make sure you hit subscribe. Otherwise, we'll check it later. The gun.